Hello, everyone. It's
Hello.
Esperanza here,
And
and
I'm Sophie.
that's Sophie, and this is our technically first podcast.
Our first episode of
Yes.
possibly many.
Possibly many, yes. For a little bit of context, we did start our first one yesterday, right?
Yeah.
It was, huh? It
Yeah,
seems
it
like
was-
so much
I
longer
know.
ago. But yeah, we did our first one yesterday, and then we did a mini-sode literally a few hours later.
With one of our special guests.
Exactly. Which is literally just our friend. But yeah, so this is not technically our first one, but it's our first one that
Publicly. We're going to
Yeah.
publicly.
it's uploadable.
Yeah, in that sense.
Yes. So, for our first topic, we wanted to talk about college.
Ooh.
Dun, dun,
So
dun.
scary.
Yes, because we are not
Actually
in
terrifying
college.
because
Mm-hmm.
I check my emails 24/7 every day. Like
Mhm.
I'm itching for that email. I need it. I'm craving
Definitely. Because for context, even more context,
it. Mm-hmm.
basically, we are seniors in high school in our second semester.
Yeah.
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 And basically, we're waiting for our acceptance things, and then we are both planning to go to college in LA or around that area
Mm-hmm.
in a few months.
Yeah, which is also scary to think about because
Moving out.
moving out and I don't even have my license yet, which is really bad. I know I need to start working on that, but I've been like, I'm not even gonna lie, I've just been lazy. But I know it's gonna be like 10 times better for me if I just get a license so I can go around and do all kinds of stuff that I want to do
Exactly.
without having to like rely on other kinds of transportation.
Mm-hmm. And especially because we don't really live in a walkable city unless you live really close to the stores. But other than
Mhm.
that, like, it's not very convenient,
Yeah.
And we live in, the Central Valley of California.
Yep.
So it gets steaming hot out in here.
Yes.
It gets steaming hot. And you do not want to walk on these roads, bro. You don't want to. You'll burn your feet.
Or there's a lot of crazy people that
Yeah.
it's pretty unsafe actually to walk by yourself.
Like, it's not rare to hear a couple gunshots here and there, too.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Definitely.
Or some random fireworks. It's all over the place.
Definitely. But the reason why I want to talk about college is like how Sophie said, we just been thinking about it so much lately.
Mm.
So much since we uploaded our applications last semester, aka a few months ago.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm actually really excited.
Yeah, I'm excited, but I'm also like terrified because if I don't get into the main college I want to get into, then I don't know. Like I'm gonna be pretty disappointed in myself, but also I'm just gonna have to like see the other colleges.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's like my main one I want to go to. So I'm gonna be a little sad if it doesn't work out, but that just means it wasn't meant to be,
Exactly. And that's like an important way to look at it, because I think these days it's actually, of course, there's smaller colleges that are easier to
Mhm.
get into, but I think generally in more competitive ones, it just gets harder and harder, because then there's kids out there that took literally every class except for like PE and health have been AP classes. And it's like,
Yeah.
how are we supposed to compete with that?
Exactly? How do you compare?
Yeah, because our district, it does not offer that much, to be honest, in regards to those classes.
Mhm.
So,
And sometimes you like mentally cannot put all of those classes on yourself because it can be draining. I mean, even with 2 college classes now that I'm taking, it's still like I have to keep up with it. I can't, fall behind because they're really important classes. So,
most definitely. And I feel like, too, the hard part mostly about doing good in school, I mean, we both have, I'm not saying other people's heads aren't good, but we got a good head on our shoulders,
Yeah.
So for us, it's more about like balancing, because we can do the work, right?
Yeah.
It's more about balancing mental
And
health,
not-
work,
Yeah.
and friends.
It's like
at the same time.
There's so many, especially when things happen with friends or there's issues happening. It like really affects like schoolwork. Like, it might not seem like
Definitely.
it, but at least for me, when I know something's going down with friends, it really distracts me from being able to
Yes.
do what I want to do, and like, you know.
I agree with you because I find that whenever I do have issues with friends, or if it's other friends having issues with each other, I find that I'm always checking my phone.
Exactly.
I'm like on the edge, like, oh my
Dude,
God.
that's also, I know this isn't like, it doesn't involve friends, but like when you're talking to someone like romantically and you like text them all the time, you're waiting for their text, it also like interferes with me doing my homework, because like I'll start doing my homework and then I'll check my phone and then I'll put my phone down and then do my work, and then it's like over and over again, because
Definitely.
I want that text. And then when they do text you, I'm texting for like an hour and I'm like, wait, I need to do my work. You know?
Yeah, you're just sitting there with your work in front of you.
Exactly.
It's definitely understandable. Like, I haven't been in a type situation like that recently, but I definitely feel it because your heart's telling you you want to speak to the person.
Yeah.
Your head's telling you do your freaking work, bro.
And it's like, I want to text them, I need to do work, but also I don't, because I want to keep talking to them. And it's like, I feel like I'm in a way missing time to get to talk to them more. But it's like, you can literally talk to them every day. You talk to them every day. Like,
That's true.
What's like a few hours not talking to them?
That's true. And I feel like that's the tough part, that's one of the tough parts of being in a talking stage, because then it's kind of like, we're not together, so do I need to be talking to him all the time?
It's like, you kind of start to become a little attached, and you're like,
is this even right?
Yeah, you're like super attached, and then you're like, wait, but I'm not even dating this person. We're not even a thing. It's harsh
whenever that like
it hits you, and it's like, girl, you need to like get a reality check.
Oh my God.
Because in the end, like, you don't know what the future holds, and you don't.
That's so true.
All this time you spent worrying about if their text is going to be on your phone, it could just be like a whole lot of wasted time in the end. Honestly,
yeah.
It could be,
to
like,
be honest,
something happens and then you don't talk to that person, and you're like, all that time I spent, I could have been doing work.
You could have been having straight A's right now.
I could have been literally flying colors with flying colors.
What does that mean?
Like, passing with flying colors. Have you never heard that term?
Honestly, no.
Oh.
It's fine, though. We could just move forward.
Okay.
So, yeah, I definitely hear you on that one, because, whenever my last... no, it wasn't my last real talking stage. Actually, my last real talking stage that technically didn't go to a relationship was around a year ago now. It's in a few months. It's going to be a few years ago now.
Wait,
no, what? No, a year ago now.
Was it the one in person?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. It's the one from our school.
It's crazy how it's been already a year, and I feel
almost a year, yeah.
And I feel like it wasn't that long ago, even though it was.
It kind of was, yeah. I mean, technically, it was like 8 months ago-ish.
How long did it last? Or, like, how long did you guys talk for?
So, if we're going into technicalities, like, him kind of implying that he liked me or was interested in me, to, him being like, yeah, no, I don't see this going anywhere. By the way, the lights just turned off. If we count that, I think it was like 2 to 3 months.
Wow, I didn't know it was that long.
Yeah, because it was like February till approximately April, late-ish April. So that's February, March, April. Yeah, 3-ish months. Or 2-ish. I think 1-ish of us like confirmed feelings, confirm 100%. But I think it was more like 3, to be honest. Because I was still kind of thinking about him before I got it confirmed,
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's been a while since I've been like that. But I just remember thinking, like, dude, I almost didn't get... No, I don't think I got straight A's that semester. I almost didn't get almost straight A's. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I had straight A's except for 1B. And I almost didn't do that good. Like, literally there's a month left of school and I had one F in a class and I still somehow brought it up to an A.
Yeah, I feel like also that's another thing. Your grades start to slip when you start talking to someone because you're so focused on that person, what they're doing, that you start to forget about your own life.
Yes, that's so me.
And your work and your responsibilities. And it's so hard. Like, I never really realized until I got into a relationship how hard it is to balance everything. And it seems easy and it seems like, oh yeah, you can do it. But once it hits you, it's actually really difficult to balance everything.
Yeah, and I think it may be easy for some people, but I think if it's easy for you, like, you must have some really good mental health.
Yeah, you have to be.
Yeah.
You have to have some good mental health
You have to be like good financially too.
And also, some
everything.
people probably there might be some people who aren't as, not to say they don't care, but like aren't as invested into school or their education. So they might kind of be more focused on.
Yeah, they wouldn't be bothered by doing bad in school in order
different.
to have their partner.
Yeah, everyone's different. Everyone has their own ways of how they deal with relationships. But I think for me, I like the talking stage part. And then once I get into the relationship, I'm like, why am I 10 times sadder than I was when I was in the talking stage?
I've noticed that with certain people, and I truly wonder what the psychology is behind
I've seen so many trends on TikTok of people like showing themselves happy, and that's like before they get into a relationship, and like a picture of them like bawling.
Yeah.
And when they're in one,
playing basketball.
That's literally how it feels. Like, you don't realize you get into a relationship and you're like extremely sad.
Yeah, and I feel like the opposite should happen.
Exactly. Like, it's not right away, of course, but like it gets to that point. Like, I feel like the honeymoon phase, it's like, okay.
I'm never doing that again. What the hell did I just... Okay, anyway.
And then it just goes away, and then you start to feel really anxious. Or at least for me, I start to feel really anxious about a lot of things, and it just makes it worse. So then I end up saying, okay, I can't do this relationship. I might as well just leave before it gets even worse.
Yeah. And honestly, this might be me just yapping, but I'd kind of rather be like that than be the one getting left every time, which has been my thing.
Yeah,
I feel like we're the opposite. Like, you're always the one who leaves them, and then I'm always the one that's left.
That's literally been me, though. Like, every relationship has been like me leaving. And it's not like for reasons that they're bad people. Actually, there's been like 2 cases where I leave because they've done something, they're bad people, yada yada. But most of the time it's been like me, like, I don't know if it's like after a certain amount of time I get this weird feeling, and it's not like an ick, it's just like, what am I doing? Like,
what am I doing with this person? That's kind of crazy. But
and it's like, I need to get out, and it's like, it feels like I need to run. I need to run away. It's like me kind of running away from the problem or issue. And then after I don't want to like confront them about it, I just want to leave it. And I know that's so bad and a horrible thing to do, because you need to give the person some like
closure.
Exactly. Closure, some explanation. But I'm scared of confrontation. So I'm like running away from that. And I know that's bad.
Yeah.
So I think I've just been like a lot more into situationships than actual dating.
Would you say you like the chase better?
Yes. My God. The feeling of just being in a situationship and just like, I don't know.
Like, it's still not necessarily like ties.
Yeah. It's
Is
like
it that,
you're not tied together, but
like you're choosing to be together. You don't feel like you need to be since you're in a relationship. Is it that?
Yes. Like, because when you're in a relationship, it's like you need to be, because it's obvious you're in a relationship. When you're talking to someone, it feels free. I feel like it feels more free.
I could see that
in that sense.
I could see that like being a thing for you, but
Mhm.
also like, girl, you need to get that fixed.
I know that's bad because I know I can't be talking to someone forever and just never it going anywhere because that makes no sense. You can't just that just
Mhm.
can't be like an infinite thing. But I just need
Yes.
to get over my like weird feeling of like
Mhm.
wanting to run away from things
Yes.
and just like and it's not even like I'll get into relationships and it's
Mhm.
not that like I think they're ugly now because I get
They
into
never, girl, you never been with an ugly man.
I know.
Like,
Actually, no. But my first ever boyfriend.
Oh,
He was
other than him, but you're
okay.
usually you don't go for ugly men. So
No, but
yeah.
it's like all the people I've dated are attractive, yes.
Mhm.
And it's the reason I'm like stopping talking to them is not because like
They're
I'm unattracted to them.
Mhm.
It's just like this weird feeling I get in my gut, and it's like,
I need to go.
yeah, I need to run. I need to run.
Do you think that's the same feeling like certain men get when they find out their girlfriend is pregnant?
Maybe.
um,
I
you're
I
like,
wouldn't.
maybe I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know how to. I wouldn't know that feeling. So
yeah, let's just move forward.
but yeah.
I hear you though. I've never been in that situation, but I will say it probably would have been better for me in the past if I did get that feeling because certain people I've given a chance, you know.
They don't deserve it.
No. I should never have let that happen because then I feel like I give up a part of myself. Not in that way. I'm virgin. But
yeah.
I give up a part of myself in order to just I don't even know, to be honest. I just give up too much of myself when I'm with someone. That's why I feel like it's good that right now I'm at a place where I don't have something going on. You know? Relationships.
It's tough, difficult, and also it's just like I feel like sometimes I know it's bad, but like I feel like sometimes to feel like self-worth or worthy or good enough
Because someone thinks of
I
you that
feel
way,
like
huh?
I need to talk to someone or I have to have a talking stage or I have to if someone asks me I have to be like, oh yeah, I'm talking to someone or yeah, I'm taken. Like, no, you don't. You literally don't. If anything, it just makes your self-worth go down.
Because then you're attaching your self-worth to another being and not
Exactly.
building it up yourself.
Or if they ask you things, like it's just a lot of taking from you, and it just feels like you're dried out because they've taken so much
Exactly.
from you.
And then, being in a relationship, I feel I've seen people describe it as you should be giving instead of just taking, and which in the case, I think it is, being in a relationship is a selfless act because, you're giving so much more of your time to that person, which is good. I do think so, but I think if it's not a thing where both parties reciprocate, then
that's when it gets bad.
It gets real bad. Yes, I agree.
Yeah. And like I don't know. I don't know how to find or be in a situationship that's like good on me mentally. Like even the one I'm gonna be real, the one I'm in now probably is not good for my mental health. Like I'm losing a lot.
CBH.
I'm losing a lot of sleep. Let's
Are you
be
staying
real.
up late?
Yeah, I'm staying up. I stay up late to talk to this person, and I lose sleep. And it's not their fault because they're like, just let me know and stuff.
No, because let's be real though. Let's be real. When these talking stages are like, no, go to sleep. They don't mean it. They want you to stay up. They want you to be on there and be yapping away with you. They want to flirt with you. They want to make you blush. They want to do all this. They don't actually want you to sleep.
But it's like I feel bad in a way if I go to sleep early or something like that. It's like, but
it shouldn't be that way.
I'm already giving so much of my time. It's like. And also, it just feels like we're talking about the same things over and over again.
But like on that topic though, I found that in past relationships, oddly enough, like maybe it's because of the situations, like the circumstances of them. But look at Sophie texting her man right now, bro. There's no way.
No, I'm sorry. How do you spell
There's no-
believer? Like, Justin Bieber, like
Believer, but B with a B instead of a V.
So it's BEL.
Lieber. Believe, girl, this is not on topic.
I'm sorry.
Anyway. Basically, what I was gonna say is that maybe it's the circumstances of my situationships that I've been in, and relationships technically, but not really, are that like, why does it feel after a certain amount of time that there's nothing to talk about?
No, literally, because it's like
Nothing.
what else? Like, if you tell this person everything about yourself, everything, it's like, what is there left to say?
See, and I think maybe that's the issue because, okay, so this guy that she's talking to is online, you know.
Okay, he's an hour away, so please don't think of me as a weirdo. He's an hour away from me.
Even so, if you think we're weirdos, suck my nards.
I mean,
okay? Leave us alone. We're
okay.
girls in the world, okay?
Yeah, literally.
We're literally teenage girls in the world.
He's Central Valley. He's in
in
the county. It's fine.
He's not in our county.
Yes, it is. Same thing.
It's a different county.
Okay, it's literally an hour away.
But it's in the valley. It's the same area code.
Yes, same area code.
Yes. See, that one is true. But and I also think literally that's how it's so normal to start talking to people online first and then become their friends.
Exactly.
Especially in your same school. I've never seen people like just
like, how do you
Uh-huh.
This was me last time with someone I wanted to start talking to. It was like, how do I go up to this person who doesn't know me and be like, hey,
buddy.
like,
ew,
like, I feel like the way that you show interest is by following them on Instagram.
No, yeah, that's
because
literally how
they'll be
it
like,
is now.
oh my God, do they want me? You know what I mean?
Literally, that's
how
the first
that's
people
how
get.
you, and if they text you, hey, that's an automatic. Like, that's an automatic that they want you.
It really is because my friend group, let's just say I don't really get this, but my friend group, they be talking to people. You know, people be wanting them at our school, right? And that's not to toot our own horn. That's just the truth, right? But it's just normal. And literally, you just text people online if you want them.
Exactly.
Especially if you follow them, they follow you back and they're like, hey.
Exactly.
That's how you know they want you back.
It's so hard to just do it in person when you've never talked to them or they're around their friends. How do you just go up to a person?
So true. And I also think it's because of technology, our culture surrounding trying to talk to people has changed.
Exactly. Like, if we didn't have all this, it would be a different situation.
Definitely. Like in the 2000s,
But,
like
exactly.
you do go and talk to
but
go
the way
up to people
you
and talk to them.
show
but not
someone
now.
is sliding up and being like, hey,
Hey, hard eyes.
hey, hard eyes.
And you know what? Don't put hard eyes.
Yeah.
To be honest,
No.
Don't even slide up on their stories.
No.
Just text.
That's
them.
weird. I wouldn't do that. I just straight up text hey, and then I text hey, and then turn off my phone because I'm scared that they're gonna not respond.
Yeah, I would. I don't do that, but I think if I did do that, I would do it in that way, because, or even another one that's good. See, another thing too that's a hint that they want you back online. If they put you on their close friends and you're not even friends, you don't even know them. They just put you on their close friends. I think that's also a sign, or they think you're cool. But let's go with the first thing.
Yeah, because I feel like my close friends is sacred. Like, I only put people that I know enough or close with enough.
I think it depends on what you put on your close friends.
Yeah, if you're someone who posts like their everything, like maybe private stuff that maybe you shouldn't post about, or like just how you're mentally unstable. That's a sign.
Yeah, I don't think they would put you on that one, but I think if it was like someone who posts like pictures all the time of themselves on there, then maybe they want you. And I think if they are the type of person who posts funny stuff on their stories, then that's good, because then you could slide up and be like, oh my God, I like
that.
This
made me
too.
so laugh. Oh, or you know, another thing, since Instagram added the little the notes, and when people put songs, you could be like, I love that song, or I love that artist. It's such a good way or even a note.
segue,
That's how that's how my last relationship started.
I remember that.
I posted a note and the guy slid up and then we just started talking.
Yes, that is such
for
a
like
good segue as
months.
well. Yeah, and then relationship.
And then
end.
And then yeah. Okay. Yeah. But I just think it's like that's what it is now today. That's how you get to talk to someone. I feel like the majority of people today start talking through social media.
Yeah, and to be honest, I feel like the older generations, even millennials, no, I think millennials don't think of this as much, but I think definitely older generations, they think it's so taboo. It's like, girl, you're gonna get kidnapped, you're gonna get R-worded.
My mom always talks about that.
Yeah.
She's like scared of who I talk to on the internet. It's like, and I understand that, but I feel like
you can tell when it's a fake account.
Exactly. You can tell. And I feel like the majority of those like predator type peoples are on different kind of apps than like Discord. Instagram.
Like, yeah, although I will say like you should be careful,
of
definitely,
course,
anyway. But we're trying to say that it's just more normal now, and I don't think parents should worry as much if they're teenagers and if they've been wary and telling their kids.
And
these
also,
things.
if you've called this person, FaceTime this person, then obviously it's fine. Like,
yeah,
if they send you pictures of them, if they have like an account with other friends following them, it's pretty obvious that it's fine. You can tell when an account is fake or some
those
weirdo.
are telltale signs.
Exactly. Like it's pretty easy, and I feel like most of the time, again, those like people are not on Instagram, and if they are, it's like you find them very rarely. Like at least for me, because all I see are just my friends, people from school,
other hot people from other schools.
People from other schools.
Yeah, that's also another big way, just like that I've noticed my friends do. It's just like following people who have similar styles and then becoming their friends and then finding more hot people, and then it's like a whole chain reaction.
It's literally like it's like a cycle.
It literally is. I kind of want to get into that cycle, but I've never really had. I don't know what it is. I think I'm just nervous to have certain friendships like that.
I'm gonna be for real. Like, at least with the schools around us, I feel like there's not many people who like are my like type in a way. Like, cause I have a very specific type.
Yeah, I think I couldn't even describe your type.
It's like indie men, but you have to have a good style. If you dress like an Edgar, if you dress like
usually long hair,
if you dress like super normal, then I will not like you. Like, you have to have a style. You have to have a good music taste.
Something similar to yours.
If you listen to some dog music, then then it's like music. An ick. I don't know what it is. Like, if you just listen to bad music, it makes me not like you.
Yeah, I don't even know with me. I think I just like, if I'm being real, I think my type is men who I think I might have a chance with. That's so bad.
Oh my gosh.
But I think that like that needs a lot of context for that statement to make sense. Yeah. But it makes think about the guys I've liked from our school. Think about it. Does that make sense, Sophie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I like nerdy guys.
Oh yeah, nerdy guys are cute.
I think it's nerdy guys.
I don't know why it's kind of hard to find the like not the weirdo ones, but like the good ones nowadays. It's like I don't know how to describe this very specific type of guy that's in every school that there are hundreds, millions of. Because it's Edgar, but it's also a different kind of like category that they fall under too. And I don't know what that specific name is, but it's just I don't know. I feel like other people think that way too.
That there's a lot of people who are the same, like guys wise.
Yes, and it's like, I mean, that could fall under girls too, but
maybe,
I don't know. Girls, at least from what I've seen around my school, there are a lot of girls with very specific styles and look cool and not like everyone else, which is cool.
Yeah, I think definitely. You know what I do like though, that recently I feel like people being quote unquote different in a good way has been more normalized, and I really like that because that makes me feel, you know, that I belong in certain places, and it feels nice, and I like that. That recent trend.
I think like especially like TikTok, especially because the style is changed a lot, I think. And something I would be so scared to wear in the beginning, like I probably would never wear certain things. I remember this specifically. Docs are so popular right now everywhere. Everyone has them. Even straight men have them.
Yeah.
I remember wearing my docs in middle school and being called Dorothy by another kid. And today, no one would give two she's.
They actually think it's cool.
They would think it's cool, but and no one would care now because docs are so normalized. Everyone has them, but it's like in middle school, I got bullied for the way I dressed. You know?
And I think another thing adding on to that, I think it's like also with docs. Before, people would be like, "Oh, that's like, oh, that's alternative." That's but it was more of like a curse word, not a curse word,
also,
but you know what I mean.
It wasn't as normalized as it is now. If you go on TikTok, you see people, everyone has them. And or certain styles are so normalized now because everyone's doing them.
And so they look cool.
And then people are seeing that, right? And they want to do that. They want to have that style. So then everyone else is doing it, and then it's normalized. And then you don't get hated on for it.
Literally. And I really like that because, dude, these styles that are like becoming more popular, way more than they were before, you know, they look real nice. They look so cool. I love seeing that kind of thing because if we're being real, people of whatever style, there will be hot people for any kind of style, to be honest.
I mean, that's pretty much true. It's just the way you
to be honest
present yourself or how you style yourself. And of course there's still people who will judge you, but that's literally everywhere. And
mentally, I think we should just try not to care.
Yeah.
And
it's a lot less now with people, I think, just because styles
or maybe it's because the people we hang out with don't care about that kind of stuff. Yeah. That may be the case too, actually, now that I think about it. But I'd like to stay optimistic in this, that it really is people being more accepting.
And I think people are more attracted to things that are different. Like, you could go to school, see 100 of the same. This is not supposed to be mean, but like 100 of the same girl or styles. But and you find those people that stick out, and you're like, hey, I kind of want to be their friend or talk to them. And I think that's how I think people with different styles or just different kind of aspects are more attractive, at least to me. Like, I think
like that's your type.
Yeah,
of
but
people
also
you like to be around.
Yeah, relationships and friends. Like all my friends, I think, are very unique and are different from a lot of other people, and I think that's why I
agree.
I like want to be around them, you know?
Yeah, and I definitely, although I agree with you with that. Like, I want to be friends with people who are a little bit off. And here's the thing: I always say, you know, if you're not a little bit weird, I don't want to be your friend. I always say that.
But that's like so true.
Exactly.
Like someone who's always like this weird, like is scared to be freaking different. Is just a normal loser. Like, why would I want to be around that? Like,
yeah, it just I guess gets boring.
You just don't match that energy. Like, if you're someone who's weird or like just
a little goofy,
and
I love that.
And then friends or trying to be friends with someone who's like just isn't like that, and just or has like a very different kind of humor, maybe something that's more PG. Then it doesn't match.
It doesn't hit.
Yeah,
it doesn't hit.
And you feel like you can't joke with them because they'll look at you like you're a freak.
Yeah, and we are freaks, but the whole point is that I love being friends with freaks.
Exactly, because it's like you can share whatever's on your mind, and they could be like, "Oh my god, I literally relate to that."
Yeah, and here's the thing: I just severely, as a person, I keep saying, "Here's the thing," huh? No, oh my god, that's gonna be repetitive. Sorry. So the thing is, see, I just switched it up. There we go. Okay, it just. And I've been told too, like, girl, that's a little corny. I don't like being friends with weird people. Yeah, that's the point. I also like a little bit of corn in my cheese, bro. That's literally the point, to have a little bit goofy people, a little bit corny. I love all that.
It also like I feel like it shapes your personality. If you're surrounded by people who are fun and different, then it shapes your personality. You kind of rub off on them a little, and you start to find yourself through them because
definitely.
Yeah.
I've seen that with our friend group. Exactly. I really appreciate the people we hang out with. We have our issues at times, just like every friend group.
But I'm like genuinely grateful because I feel like I've kind of found myself a little, like especially with my humor too. I've just like gotten it from just the entirety of like our friend group.
Yeah. For context, I've said that like 5 times too. For context, there's like about 8 of us.
There's a lot. It's kind of
there's 8 or 9.
It's kind of growing.
It really is. I think.
I honestly don't want it to grow anymore.
I don't. I like where we are, to be honest, because I think if it gets bigger and bigger, it's more likely for problems to arise. And I think we don't know. Like, what if some person that's just like super toxic comes in and we don't even know they're toxic and then
destroys everything,
literally, because we've been at points before where we thought maybe it might end, but then it hasn't. So who knows if like another person comes
I know
in,
there's been so many multiple occasions where I'm like, this is the end, this is literally the end of the friendship. And then the next day we act like everything is fine. Yeah,
I think that's the solution though for bigger friend groups. Obviously, communication is key.
Yeah.
But whenever it's communication between like 9 people at the same time,
it's hard.
It gets messy
to get through every single person, or for them to hear your side. So it's like you just have to.
And because we're all teenagers, it's hard to stay logical on a lot of
Everyone
these
has different mindsets. Everyone's not gonna see your mindset the way that you see it. So you have to just kind of like accept that you're not gonna agree with everyone. They're not gonna agree with you. Just act like you're friends.
Yeah, or just because we are friends.
Yeah, and just act like, it didn't happen.
Yeah,
which
unless
I know
it's something super big.
In some cases, that's not. You shouldn't do that. But in other cases where it's probably not like life-changing, big deal, crazy, you just need to just kind of move on with your life, because you can't let that be the thing stopping you. And it just destroys everything else if you're constantly focused on that one thing.
Exactly. And the thing with bigger friend groups as well is that, how Sophie said, people won't always agree. And that's okay, because we all have, I would say, kind of similar style in some aspects. We like have similar style, definitely similar humor, and definitely similar mindsets on certain things. But when it comes to personalities, the way we react to things like that,
I think we can
it'll
also
be different.
Distinguish what's like obviously right and wrong for the most part, which is good. But
definitely, I think. And also, it's just whenever you're in a group of like a bunch of low-key, a little bit mentally ill people, it will be inevitable. It'll be inevitable for us to get upset at each other a little bit every once in a while. Or like a constant thing,
because it's like everyone is
dealing with their own thing.
Yeah, everyone's dealing with, again, everyone's kind of mentally ill.
Yes.
So it's like there's bound to be things that happen.
There is. And I feel like that's just part of life. And us getting through these things together really strengthens our friendship in the long run, because we decide to stay together.
Yeah.
We decide to be in each other's lives. And I think if we look at it in that way, then this could be always worked out, at least until later, because then we're not going to see each other after high school
there's
much.
There's no perfect friend groups. If you, and
especially
I feel like it's
big ones.
I feel like it's sometimes it's important to have kind of these kinds of things happen, so you learn from them, get better. If you're constant, I feel like nothing is perfect. If it was perfect, then it wouldn't be normal.
Like using them as opportunities to make things better. And
that doesn't mean like constantly getting into arguments. It just means like,
definitely. And so I think the reason like we mentioned this is because just in case if anyone listening That's crazy. Girl, there's no one listening. There's no one listening. But if anyone's listening and they're in a big friend group, you know, I think it's important to take these things and try to use them in your own mindset. Try to use them to learn, because also you won't always get along with people in life.
Yeah, that's also inevitable. Like, you can't satisfy every person in the world. And
not everyone will agree with you. And I think it's a good thing, you know. That's why our country's the way it is. We live in America, by the way. I like anyone international is gonna listen to this, girl. But yeah, so we live in America.
We live in the United States.
America. USA. Yeah. But I think that is all the time we have for today, because the bell's about to ring in 7 minutes. For context, we are in a class right now, but it's our video production class.
This is our actual studio. We own it.
Girl.
Okay.
No.
That's all the time we have for today.
That's all the time we have for today. This was the Literally Me podcast. I hope you guys listen. I'm probably going to make an email later today.
Even enjoyed a little bit of whatever we just said, because it was a lot of yapping.
We thought the same thing. Okay. Bye. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.